WSL champions.
Welcome to Walton Hall Park, where Everton take on Leicester City in the second of two meetings between the sides this week. After a heavy midweek defeat in the League Cup, Brian Sorensen's side will be itching for their first home league win of the season. Leicester City had an unbeaten start to the season, which saw them top the table after 3 rounds of games, but they haven't won in the league since beating Everton back in October. Will Willie Kirk do the league double against his former side? Kick-off is at 12:30 here at Walton Hall Park. It's Everton against Leicester City in the Barclays Women's Super League. Hello, welcome to a very chilly and a little bit windy Walton Hall Park here in Liverpool. I'm very pleased to say that joining me pitchside is former Everton goalkeeper Rachel Brown-Finnis. Rachel, hello, how are you?
Excellent, thank you. Yeah, well prepared.
Yeah, I love the hat as well. Got to give a shout out to the hat. Look, this one is 9th v 10th in the Women's Super League. There's not a lot between these two. Both have been struggling for goals so far this season. It could be a close one, couldn't it?
It's going to be feisty. There's a lot on the line, you know, and they played in midweek and Leicester got by far the upper hand. It was a chance for Brian Sorensen, the Everton manager, to experiment more so, and won't read much into that result, that 5-1 demolition by Leicester. But it's about the Women's Super League today, and there is a lot at stake.
There is indeed. Let's talk about Everton at first, because they've struggled with a little bit of consistency recently. They've had 1 point from their last 5 games. Why do you think they've been struggling?
Well, they've played Chelsea, Arsenal. They've played teams that you wouldn't expect a team in position of Leicester or Everton to necessarily come away with 3 points or anything. They went toe-to-toe with Arsenal and came away 2-1 loss, you know, away at Arsenal, I think. But then came back and they scored 3 against Aston Villa, albeit a team it's not in the form of last season, Aston Villa, and he's down the bottom of the table along with these two. But I feel the performances have been pretty good, pretty solid. They've got go-to players like Megan Finnegan who can pop up on set pieces and score, and they've added to their squad. I think Katia Snows has been excellent this season so far. Likes of Hannah Bennison keeps getting better for Everton, and then they've added in the January transfer window with Madsen and Katarina Kuhl coming in with attacking threats.
Yeah, really exciting attacking threat. We're going to talk about her in a little bit in a moment, but let's talk about Leicester, because I've been talking about how neither side are getting many wins in the league so far. Leicester's last win came in October, and it was against Everton.
It was. If you were to see the game, we've seen a highlight of the goal here. It was a smash and grab from Leicester. Everton dominated from possession and had the better of the chances, and were really felt hard done to coming away with nothing from this game. So yes, they got their win at that point, and it was a much needed win for Leicester, but similarly have been struggling for goals since.
Lena Peterman scoring that goal there. She's starting again today. Can you expect the same from her?
Yeah, she's a quality player, and she's their go-to player. They've also got Shannon O'Brien, who is back from injury, who's a really tricky player down the wide side. So both teams have got players back from injuries that will help bolster their attack. Have got options now, whereas before, earlier on in the season, we're relying on kind of that starting 11. So both teams are in better places than they were earlier on in the season, and both teams will be coming out here to win it, no doubt.
All right, well, let's hear from the managers first. Starting with the Everton manager, I spoke to Brian Sorensen earlier. Brian, just starting on your team news, 2 changes from the league game, but a big debut today as well. How excited are you for Katarina Kuhl to start for your team today?
No, very excited. Yeah, I've seen her in training the last 14 days, and she's looked good. And what Leicester will like their approach. You know, she'll be a player that will do well, I think, in terms of her ability to dribble out of tight spaces. So looking forward to see her.
Obviously, big defeat on Wednesday, but how excited, I guess, are you to sort of put that behind you and focus on the WSL?
Yeah, like I said, like for me, that was a training game. We played a bunch of young kids, and some of the ones who hadn't played so much. So I don't take anything into that. It's a totally different game today, and we have a lot of changes coming in with high quality. So we're ready.
Back at Walton Hall Park for the first time for quite a long time, yet to win at home so far this season. Do you think that it could come today?
Yeah, I'm sure it can come today. We prepared well and we know what to expect. I think they showed all the cards on Wednesday what they want to do, and we showed absolutely nothing. So we're prepared and ready.
All right, well, good luck. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you.
Well, Everton have scored the fewest goals in the Super League so far this season, but someone who has been crucial for them has been their captain, Megan Finnegan, who scored 3 goals. She's their joint top scorer. Rachel, you've been really impressed with her, haven't you?
I'm so proud of, she's come through the system, been at the club since she was 9 years old, an Everton fan. So to have that armband handed to her at the beginning of the season, it means so much to her. I mean, she started when I was in the first team at Everton, and she came in as a 16, 17-year-old and was joining the first team. And any player who does that, you know that they're going to be something special. But she's grown. She's such a leader on the pitch, organising the back line as a centre-half, but coming up with big goals. How about Everton captain scoring a goal at Anfield to be the 1-0 winner? That is the best feeling in the world, I imagine. And she's absolutely key for Everton. When they went to 4 at the back midweek against Leicester, they were lost without Megan Finnegan. But she also offers this on goal threats, from set pieces, from corners, from balls into the box. She is their target player, and she's a lot to handle. Great player.
She's also, obviously she's captain, but she's a massive leader within the group, isn't she? And she really sort of drives their mentality. And that's what you were saying off air before, that you're really impressed with that side of her game too.
Well, you look at the last sort of 3 or 4 years at Everton, they've had, loads of different managers, a lot of turnover of players with that as well. And one of the constants has been Megan Finnegan, and she's a real anchor for this club and for those new players, those players coming in, to educate them about what it means to play for Everton. We're a proud club. Proud to say that I played for Everton for 11 years whilst playing for England. We won the FA Cup. We have had our trophy-lift moments, and we want that back at this club. So Megan Finnegan's a link from that to where they are now.
Yeah, I haven't actually said, what's it like being back here? Are you enjoying it?
It's great, and now there's so many familiar faces, from stewards to media people to players to the people who look after the grounds. But it's all about the here and now, and here and now is Katarina Kuhl. What a signing for the January transfer window, on loan from Arsenal. Absolutely brilliant to bolster their attack. It's what Everton need, and Everton have got a good history of getting players on loan. Likes of Chloe Kelly was here, from Arsenal, and became the player she admits that she is now because of long stints of first team football at the likes of Everton. So Katarina Kuhl's in good hands here.
Yeah, just 20 years old. You're saying that she's going to bolster the attack. What are you expecting from her on her debut today?
Tenacity, fire, direct football. She'll be looking to play the ball in to the centre forward, linking up. She knows her role inside out. We've got such a depth of Scandinavian players here, particularly the Danish players, and Brian Sorensen. They know him well. He can recruit really well, like Ricky Madsen that's come in, who's only 18, who's a really good prospect. They know Brian Sorensen, and he can almost pick the best ones from Denmark in that respect. Katarina Kuhl, I wouldn't be surprised if she is involved in an assist or a goal tonight.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because she worked under Brian Sorensen as well, didn't she? But enough about Brian. Let's talk about Leicester and hear from Willie Kirk, who I spoke to earlier. Willie, thanks so much for joining us. You come into this one after a big win midweek, but also knowing that you beat Everton last time out in the league. Does that give you much confidence?
Yeah, I think we've got to treat every game as in its own right. I think Wednesday can have a bit of a difference, but we certainly just can't expect it to happen again. We worked really hard for that victory. I thought we were outstanding on Wednesday. We knew at the time that Everton would have a completely different team out today, and they have. But we'll try and play the same way, and we'll still have the same principles. And obviously, I wouldn't expect the same result, but if we did, it would be a nice week.
Brian, the Everton boss, said that you put all your cards on the table midweek. They left no cards on the table. Do you think that's the case, and do you think that could be a disadvantage for you today?
I don't think that's the case at all. No. I think we know exactly what they've got. I signed probably half the players. I've worked with half the players. We've made a couple of changes. We had something to play for. They never. That was their problem, not ours. And I think on the night we were by far the better team, and I'd expect something similar today.
Talk us through your team for today's game then, and in particular Leipzig being on the bench again. Why is that?
Yeah, well, Lisa, we said to them when we got back for the Christmas break that Lisa would play the 2 cup games, Yanni would play the league game in between. And then after that, it'd be a head-to-head competition, and that'll be treated as every game and what we think we need in every game. And Everton's not a team that put crosses in. We knew Piemonte wouldn't play today, and she's a big threat in the air. So I don't think Lisa will have to deal with crosses, and that's one of Yanni's super strengths. And I do think we'll have quite a bit of the ball, and that's one of Lisa's strengths. So it was as simple as that, really.
And just finally, is it a bit of a special occasion for you coming up against your former team?
Yeah, it always is. I've got a few former teams now, so it feels that every couple of games is a former team. But yeah, it's always nice to see faces that you worked with before. But you know, when the whistle goes, that'll be forgotten about, and both teams will be trying to beat each other.
All right, brilliant. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rachel, Leicester's goalkeeping situation is actually really interesting. Willie Kirk going for Cop today in a league game. What do you make of that?
Well, she played in midweek, didn't she, in the Cup? He knows what. He talked about who her superpower is and why he's brought her in. I don't agree with rotating goalkeepers. I just don't think it works. I don't think it works because, you know, the goalkeeper's part of a unit of a back 5 or a back 4, and so it has a knock-on effect. It's not just about that one individual performance. But, you know, I'm going to be slightly biased towards Everton and hope that it benefits Everton.
Well, he was being very honest, and he said that it's a bit of a competition between the two. Have you ever been in that position before?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's really healthy to have that, but also it's very healthy for the number one to know that they're number one. You know, unless there's a real dip in form and a real significant reason to drop them, not just a tactic. But you know, this seems to be the modern way of thinking of managers, and he'll be hoping it pays off.
Modern way indeed. And just very, very quickly, Leicester had a really good start to the season. They were top of the table at one point, but their form has dropped. Why do you think that is?
Well, when Willie Kirk came in last season, they had a really big impact with regards to results and performances, and secured them to safety last season. We expected them to bomb on. This season hasn't quite happened. It was key bringing in Leipzig for him, the goalkeeper, and she sort of saved them last season. Firepower up top maybe is where they've let themselves down. They haven't finished off games. They've ended up drawing a lot of games, let leads slip. So he'll be looking to rectify that.
Well, it's a big one in the Women's Super League. It's 9th v 10th as Everton host Leicester today. Let's find out which of the two sides will get the better of the other. Maz Faruqi is in the commentary box for this one, where Rachel will join us shortly. Rachel, you better run out there.
I'm off!
Betty, yeah, it is rather blustery up here. We'll have Rachel with me here shortly. Two sides, of course, who haven't had the easiest of seasons, as Betty and Rachel have been saying, who might be looking over their shoulders a bit nervously and hoping they're not going to be dragged into a relegation scrap. Everton need to start picking up some points here at home as well, after the defeat in the League Cup to Leicester in midweek, a match in which Brian Sorensen said he wanted to give some youngsters some game time. He names a pretty similar lineup to the team who were narrowly beaten by Arsenal in the league last weekend. Two changes from that team. New signings, Rika Madsen and Katarina Kuhl, the Arsenal loanee, as we've been hearing, coming in, which means Hannah Bennison and Carolina Ollison both drop to the bench. 5 different players scored in that win for Leicester over Everton in that Conti Cup win on Wednesday. Willie Kirk makes again, though, 2 changes to their last league outing. That a 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa. Lisa Kopp replacing Janina Leipzig in goal. That a really interesting call from Willie Kirk to choose to rotate keepers when Leipzig has been really impressive this season. Josie Green coming in as well. Watch out for the Japanese duo of Sayuri Takarada and Yuko Mamiki, who have both impressed since joining, as Mita Ale, who has signed on loan from Tottenham, is named as a substitute. So Cheryl Foster, our referee, preparing to get us underway shortly. Willie Kirk spent nearly 3 years here in charge at Everton, led the team to the FA Cup final in 2020, and there is the man who replaced him here at Everton. Took over as head coach here at Walton Hill Park in April of last year, and it's been a difficult season at times for both these teams, but as Rachel's been saying, it hasn't been the easiest run-in for Everton up to now, and some of their not such good results. Haven't been against teams that we perhaps expect them to pick up all 3 points against. Cheryl Foster, as we say, our referee for this WSL match this afternoon here at Walton Hall Park. Really blustery, really chilly. Rachel's made her way up into the commentary box alongside me. What are you looking forward to from both these teams this afternoon,
Well,
Rachel?
You've not been here before, Maz, because this is a lovely day here on the gantry. Both teams, there's going to be fire today. There's going to be players who want to prove themselves, new signings who are starting for the first time. You mentioned in the preview, games before we were expected to win. Today is a crunch game between two teams who need to get 3 points.
Yeah, and Everton certainly need to pick up some points at home. We are underway then in the blustery conditions here, and you wonder how much those might play a factor. The ball, you imagine, is going to be swirling all over the place here at Walton Hall Park. And the really interesting talking point that we've talked about, Rachel, is Lisa Kopp starting in goal. And it's difficult conditions, these, for a goalkeeper to grapple with the wind, to grapple with the blustery conditions. The ball could be going all over the place.
Well, Willie Kirk was the former Everton manager. He'll be fully aware what the conditions will bring playing here at Walton Hall Park. And I think that's part of why he's brought in Kopp. She'll keep the ball on the ground, play it out through the back, rather than try and go long and contest with the swirling wind.
Snowy brought down in the early stages for an Everton free kick. As both teams just finding their way in the early stages in this match. Everton throw in, just down in front of our commentary box here. And then well defended by Leicester, and Josie Green forced to put that one out. Early opportunity here, perhaps for a throw-in, but it's gone the other way. So Nevin taking this throw-in for Leicester in the early stages. Good pressing from Everton in the Leicester final third.
6 players in that corner there, trying to win possession back.
Good counter-attacking opportunity here for Peterman. Switches it more centrally. Nice pace this from this Leicester attack. And O'Brien shooting straight there at Brosnan. Again, that'll make Brosnan feel good to have that one safely in her hands.
Yeah, it's a let-off really for Everton. If you watch, if there's a replay, Peterman makes that near post run and was completely free. Just had to be picked out, but wasn't.
Kopp outside of her area. Thibault. Leicester just trying to build their way into this game and into the conditions. Always something that Everton can use to their advantage here. Throw-in taken on the far side. And Natala there with some nice pressure on the Everton defence. And it goes all the way back from that Everton move forward back to Kopp in the Leicester goal.
You can see Katia Snoyce there was poised ready on the halfway line, making sure she stayed on side, knew that that ball was going to go long.
Reminder, both sides making a couple of changes from their WSL narrow defeats for both last weekend. But really been struggling for form recently, struggling to pick up points. It's a really important game, you feel, for Everton to try and turn around their home league form. Let's have a look at this chance again, Rachel.
Yeah, it's a good break from Leicester, and just get in behind the defence. And you see there, Peterman, if she'd have just made that cut towards the near post, she got behind Meg Finnegan at centre half.
There would have been another option for O'Brien there, certainly. No. free kick initially, but Cheryl Foster then does give it. Stanovic being brought down there. It's the challenge from Takarada.
She wins the ball. It seemed a foul to me, but you know there's a lot at stake today. There'll be plenty of those tackles flying in.
Yeah, certainly feels like a match with lots of emotions. They're going to be riding high throughout. Everton opting to take the free kick backwards. Still, you feel just trying to find their way into this and loitering perhaps on the ball a little bit too much in their final third. Good pressing from Leicester. Takarada to a Japanese teammate, Umiki. Nice play in the centre of the park here from Leicester at the moment. They've started really brightly.
Yeah, it's the style of football that Willie Kirk will want to play through the midfield, through the thirds. You know, this will be a bitter one. He left Everton in circumstances.
Ritala. Peterman just snuck out of that one by Brosnan. Another warning moment there perhaps for that Everton defence.
Big early shout from Courtney Brosnan. Excellent goalkeeping from her.
Yeah, very confident and quick off her line, the Everton keeper. And now Everton defence trying to play it from the back and winning the free kick. Stanovic there, just a wry smile on her face there after being brought down in this challenge. No card yet from Cheryl Foster, but perhaps a bit of a word.
That was as cynical as it gets from a shirt pull, you know, not allowing your player to get past you. I'm surprised that Cheryl Foster's let it play, but she is Cheryl Foster, a former player, Welsh international, played for Liverpool, played in the WSL, knows what it's all about.
Maybe perhaps a little bit early for her to be showing a card yet, Cheryl Foster, but Shannon O'Brien certainly has the eyes of the referee on her now. Cool. Just looping that one high and just wide, but that is exactly what the Arsenal loaney's been brought in for moments like that.
Yeah, and the high starting position of Kopp. You know, she wants to be a ball player, Leicester goalkeeper. Just misjudges that bounce, really, but scrambles back into position. And let off for Leicester.
Great awareness from Cool there to know where Kopp was. She tried that attempt. Sure that won't be the last we'll see from the Arsenal loaney. Starting today for Brian Sorensen. Willie Kirk back here at his side. He was in charge of, as Rachel was saying, for nearly 3 years. Taking them to the FA Cup final in 2020. Good cross here from the right for Everton. Kane doing really well there to get down the right channel. Leicester with a bit of defensive work to do here now. This is better from Everton going forward. And keeping the pressure up. Miki trying to get that one clear. Better this from Everton going forward. It's taken them a few minutes to work their way into this game. This really good cross, this from Payne, and this is what Willie Kirk was saying before kick-off, that he's brought Kopp in today to try and deal with crosses just like that.
Yeah, just missed the mark, didn't she, Heather Payne? She's been excellent this season. Couldn't find the head. Katja Snuys.
As Willie Kirk was saying to Betty ahead of kick-off, Leicester with an emphatic win over Everton in the League Cup in midweek, but don't read too much into that match, Brian Sorensen was saying, because he did field an awful lot of youngsters in that game. Effectively a dead rubber for Everton because they couldn't qualify out of their group. And he was saying in the build-up to this game that he was allowing some of his squad players, some of his younger players, some minutes on the pitch to get a bit more experience. So even though they were on the end of a heavy defeat, he expects a very different outcome today.
Yeah, there's very few opportunities this season for Brian Sorensen to try something like that, but with the League Cup being a mini league, as it were, and Everton having no chance of progressing, it was the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, Sorensen saying that game was just a training game, an opportunity for my younger players, and certainly he's naming you'd think one of his strongest sides for this match this afternoon. Again, good work from Payne there, protecting the ball, winning the free kick. Nevin conceding that free kick. Yeah, just a training exercise, that match for his players in midweek. So expecting a very different performance from his Everton side today, Brian Sorensen.
Yeah, well, new signings like Caroline Ollison, only 18, got a start, and Annie Wilding is only 19, Macy Settle only 16. Players who needed minutes.
Cynical free kick that from Sarah Holgard to give away. And this is a dangerous set-piece opportunity for Leicester, this.
Yeah, just gets in between the midfield and the centre halves, and Megan Finnegan has to step out, does well. But then Holmgard just a bit scruffy with how she made a challenge.
It's her 25th birthday today, Sarah Holmgard.
Probably her twins as well then.
Indeed. The twin, of course, also a player here at Everton. It's a decent opportunity, perhaps, for Leicester. Ratala swinging that one in. Everton just about managed to get their area clear. Difficult ball this to deal with from Rantala as it swirls in this wind and blustery conditions here at Walton Hall Park.
Yeah, Leicester be glad to have her back, Rantala. And you're right, as a goalkeeper, I'd rather play in absolute piling down rain than I would in wind, because it just affects the ball less. So, tough conditions for Courtney Brosnan today, but she'd be well aware, well accustomed to these conditions as well.
Throwing then for Everton in their own half. Their time taking this. Thibault. Really pressed by Madsen. Good work from the new Everton signing.
Was excellent, and that's what you want your attacking players. You're pressing in that press. It's got to be aggressive. It's got to be forceful. It's got to stop players turning on the ball.
Snoyce, good pressure from her as well. So much energy she always shows going forward for Everton. Putting real pressure there on Lisa Kopp. Then exactly there. Pressure is told, and a really good set-piece opportunity this now for Everton in the first yellow card of the game.
Well, Shannon O'Brien tugged back Stanovic just a few minutes ago, and that was the warning for the team. This time she's not going to let that one go. Cheryl Foster, clear foul on Cool, who seems to switch sides for the time being.
Real pressure put on Lisa Kopp. That clearance out from the back and forcing the mistake.
High defensive line from Leicester. They'll be looking for Meg Finnegan in the set piece, Everton.
So let's see what they can do with this free kick then, Everton. Swept in from the left. Header from Stanovic, just not on target. Really good opportunity that for Everton, you feel.
Oh, it's a brilliant opportunity, lovely run. You can see her make her run and then get in between the two defenders at the back. She's lost Josie Green there, centre half. Brilliant run from Stanovic and just gets underneath the ball. Best chance of the game so far.
By some distance, yeah, coming for Everton. Taking a little bit of time to get going this game. Everton really starting to find a bit more rhythm now. Some defending to do here, though. Good work from Hayne again. Picked up again by Leicester. O'Brien. Forced out.
Yeah, good doubling up there from Everton. Know that Shannon O'Brien's in danger.
Well, as Rachel says, Willie Kirk knows very well the difficult conditions here at Walton Hall Park. The atmosphere as well.
Yeah, that's why I'd be looking for Takarada and Momiki to play the ball in midfield.
Really good move forward this again from Nevin. Goes over to the far side of the area, can't get it clear, and Rantala just keeps her hands on that one away. Brosnan. Good shot from Rantala there, but Courtney Brosnan spotting that one. Good save from the Everton keeper.
Yeah, Rantala did well to angle it, but just couldn't get the power on it. See, she's just kind of leaning back. Gives the opportunity, therefore, for Courtney Brosnan to get her feet across. But a poor clearance from Everton puts them in that position.
We've seen poor clearances from both keepers at both ends now in this match so far. Again, just underlines, I think, how difficult the conditions are.
Well, that was the defender. I'm not going to blame the goalkeeper for that one. And that's not just goalkeepers union. I think it was Heather Payne who snatched at the clearance and just didn't get any height on it.
Josie Green brought down, or conceding the free kick, rather.
Trying to turn in a tight area. Good physical battle in there.
Oh, we hear the wind in our mics. Really is a blustery day here at Alton Hall Park. Everton can't keep that one in play on the far side. Leicester throw.
Everton are happy to sit off, give possession to the centre halves. And they pick their moment to attack, and they do it well.
Back to Kopp. Better distribution out, or is it from the Leicester keeper? Miki forced to help try and send that one forward for Leicester. Peterman leading in. Now O'Brien making the run down the left-hand side into the area. Offside flag goes up. Right idea, though, that from Leicester.
Yeah, that was a tight one. I think it might have been Peterman from the initial ball forwards, and when the ball was played out wide to O'Brien, she became active. But yeah, good break, 3-on-3 for Leicester.
I think both sides are going to try and use counter-attack at pace. Most of the assets of their forward players in this match. Brosnan takes the free kick forward. This something for Carolina Kuhl and Madsen to run on to. The two new signings, showing lots of energy, lots of pressing. Takarada.
Yeah, some light start on that side. Use the advantage of the wind. That's exactly, knew the flick on. The two forwards gambled that she'd win it.
Kuhl again swapping sides as well. She's started on the right, switched across, back on this side again. Thibault put on a bit of pressure. Back to Kopp, just outside her area.
That's the idea, Julie. Well done. Top round. Yeah, top round. This is the way.
Green forward.
Start organising, Julie.
Miki. Now Rantala. Leicester chance has fallen to her. In the early stages here. Kamen. Headed out by Stenovic. Forward again by Thibault. Everton trying to just about get it clear from their area. Stenovic trying to send that one forward again. Cool. What can she do with this one? Good feeding in with Payne. Making this run down the right-hand channel again, the Everton player, and then the off the crossbar from Snoyce. Great cross from Payne. Just almost the greatest finish from Katia Snoyce. And just off the crossbar. Goodness me, Rachel, what a great chance that was for Everton.
It was a wonderful break. It was snatched up by Megan Finnegan, who broke up Leicester's attack, and then it's quickly down the right-hand side. Heather Payne, what a ball this is. Takes out 5 Leicester players. And Katia Snoyce is just a hair away from it, does everything right, gets clattered. Eliza Kopp in goal. It's a phenomenal ball from Heather Payne. You can see why the Everton fans are singing her name from the sidelines.
Snoyce taking real clattering there from Kopp. Really brave for the Leicester keeper to come out, but if that had been on target, that absolutely would have found the back of the net.
And that would have been a wonderful goal that had played over and over and over. Starting from midfield, little ball out right, getting beyond the defenders. Wonderful ball, as I said, split those 5 defenders. Keeper can't come for it. It had everything but the net rippling.
How difficult is it to defend balls like that one that Payne just sent in?
It's impossible. So once Payne gets beyond the defender and you can see the ball is going to get whipped in because she's got that yard of pace on her, then as a goalkeeper you've got to try and get the best position. You know it's a right footer, you know it's going to be, swinging out. And Lisa Kopp did everything that she could do, and that is get in the eye line of Katja Snoys, try and not let her have the perfect opportunity to finish. So fantastic goalkeeping from Kopp. Great little break just set up by Katarina Kuhl. Little touch around the corner, but it's all about Heather Payne, little jink. Sees that space, sees that little window, and puts it on a postage stamp. Difficult for Katja Snoys because it has to be angled away from the defender. It's still a lot to do, but I'd expect Katja Snoys to finish that.
Kopp perhaps just doing enough just to put Snoys off, seeing her perhaps in her eye line as she was coming towards her.
And that sometimes as a goalkeeper, that is all you can do. You can't affect the ball. Can you affect the player? And she did.
Well, first real talking point of this game was how Lisa Kopp would fare in goal for Leicester. And she's passed the first test there, really, doing all she could to try and put off Snoys.
Yeah, she's there to start attacks. Leicester nearly scored. Actually, the turnover possession that Everton nearly scored on was from playing out the back from Kopp. So distribution is excellent.
On this side. So Everton so close to being ahead. Payne, that brilliant cross, taking his throw in. Madsen heading that one down. Good start for Rika Madsen, one of the 2 new signings starting this afternoon for Everton. Really just injecting a bit of energy into this side. And taking the throw in, and Snoys back on feet on the ball, cool. And surrounded that time by Leicester players. It's a good period of play this from Everton though.
You don't want to give players, tricky wingers like Shannon O'Brien, easy possession of the ball and really stunting what she can do.
Throw in headed down by Madsen. Just about get it clear though. Peterman wins the free kick. Peterman really important, creating goals and going forward for Leicester this season.
Yeah, she's strong, big presence. She can go in behind. We saw that when she nearly got her foot on the ball in the opening few minutes. She can do that job as well.
Not a great back pass there by Leicester, putting Kopp under real pressure, and the Leicester keeper forced to put it out for a throw-in.
Fuming! My outfielder giving me a back pass like that.
Goalkeepers union back in force
just
up
no
there.
need.
Take the pass!
Takarada, Peterman helping out her defence. Ramiki. Green again. As Leicester just trying to slow down play a little bit here, sensing perhaps that Everton have built up a bit of a head of steam in the last few minutes. Thibault. To Nevin. Keep that one in play.
Yeah, it's been all Everton this last 4 or 5 minutes. Best chance of the game.
Willie Kirk perhaps knows his side are lucky still to be level in this one. What a chance that was for Snoys, just off the crossbar. And she's on the ball again, feeding in teammates down the left-hand side. Bissell. Oh, and another chance goes begging for Everton. Great work this again from Snoys and then Bissell.
She knows that this is a glaring miss. The space that's opened up is criminal really by Leicester, and Emma Bissell has to go across the goalkeeper, either hit it a little earlier, touch and finish. Just drags it a bit wide with her touch, a careless touch that takes her unnecessarily wide. Should have had a touch towards goal. Should have had much more of the goal to shoot at.
I think all of us, including Willie Kirk, were expecting the back of that Leicester net to billow with that chance for Bissell there. So 2 really good chances for Everton in a matter of minutes. Still though, yet to find the back of the net, but still on top at the moment.
Still positive though from Everton's point of view. The chances that they create in the way that they're opening up the Leicester defence.
Pressure again here from Madsen and Cool. New signings on this Leicester defence. Some joy already in this game. Moving forward to Peterman. Still falls back again though. And Brian Sorensen will be really pleased as well with how quickly his new signings in Madsen and Cool have seemed to slot into this Everton starting 11.
Well, that's the bonus, isn't it, of signing Ricky Madsen, who's a Danish player, Katarina Kuhl, who know Brian Sorensen, they know what he wants, he knows them, and they literally can speak the same language, you know, not just football language, and it makes it a very easy transition.
Green on the ball, inside for Leicester, and then again now. Difficult to get through this Everton midfield.
Move it quick, move it quick.
Pushing play down to this left-hand side. Might be here, able to hear Willie Kirk saying, move it quick, because he wants faster passing from his Leicester team. Runs the area though there. O'Brien goes out of play. Cheryl Foster says, goal kick.
There's a quick break. Leicester played arguably the better looking football, playing out the back, playing those little triangles. Just have to have that cutting edge when they go into that final third.
Takarada and Mamiki, again, a couple of new faces in this Leicester team. Have again slotted in really well, playing some really nice football. Winning the ball there, Takarada back for Leicester. O'Brien, again making the run into the area. Initial shot blocked, picked up though by Ratala, and just saved by Brosnan. Still danger here though for Everton. Loops clear by Stenovic.
That's a brilliant save for Courtney Brosnan. It was
Snoyce. And she feed in teammates here. Madsen now, edge of the D. Doesn't quite get that one right. Kopp's able to get it clear. Danger at both ends in the last minute or so.
Together, together.
On guard.
Yes, yes.
Cross with Stenovic. Kane keeps that one in. Cool. He's able to keep that one in. Snoyce is making the run into the area for Everton. If Cool can get the ball across. Instead it's back to Payne. And across with on guard.
Leicester done well there to stem the Everton attack.
Stanovic out again. Cool. Payne. And she deliver one of those crosses again into the area. That one straight at Kopp that time. Right idea there again from Everton.
Yeah, and lovely little give and go work between Stanovic and Heather Payne. But that is a big save from Courtney Brosnan. See, Shannon O'Brien does really well. Good tackle, good block from Stanovic. But it's this one. It's hard and low and across the keeper. And Courtney Brosnan gets down really quickly. They're difficult. They look like an easy save. They are not, because they are flying.
And she can sense, I guess, that Peterman's there as well, just to pounce if she makes any mistake, Courtney Brosnan.
She's got to back her defence in the right position to mop that up.
Thaler again with an opportunity here to try and feed in Rumiki. And the Leicester player wins the corner. Referee's given a yellow card to O'Brien there for dissent.
Well, we know that we're hot on dissent this season. We saw that from the very opening games of this season. It's a non-negotiable.
Cheryl Foster, such an experienced referee as well. Very quick to penalise O'Brien. So, corner from the right. Boot goes out. And Cayman. Takarada. Hoping to feed that one back in. It goes up from O'Brien. Good again, Brosnan. Very aware of that one. Trying to go off on the counter-attack. Takarada watching that one though. To get it all the way back to Copper, keeper.
Leicester looked dangerous on that corner. One flick of the near post, free header at the back post. Bit of a let off for Everton. They didn't make more of that.
Thibault. 2 with Nevin.
Move them, good. Move them, Chelsea.
Cop way out of her area. As Rachel says, really Leicester told to distribute, start their moves from the back. Thibault again.
Keep adjusting, keep adjusting. Good, move it. Chelsea.
Lovely play from Cop.
Jesse's away, tuck in. Ned, drop in.
Green. Enrique. Matala. Can get it clear. Again, the wind billows here at Walton Hall Park. Cobb sends it forward again. Tierney. Seeing off a couple of Everton players there, and really nice work on the ball that from Takarada. Such technical skill that the 2 Japanese players have got on the ball. Matala just stumbles slightly there as she tried to run onto that one.
Yeah, it was a lovely build-up play from Leicester. Coming down the wing, intricate passes inside, good tight touches.
Back to Cop. Again, he's over there on the far side for Leicester. Skips past Wheeler. Final ball, not quite there for Leicester. Finnegan gets it clear. Joyce can't run onto that one.
When you're soaking up pressure, Everton like that, the out ball's got to stick. That ball to Snow, he needs to be to her feet. Has to stick to alleviate the pressure. Let your team, Everton, get up. Things have swung Leicester's way in this last couple of minutes.
Still though, the best chances of this first half have both been for Everton. Yes, that's part of the problem as well for Everton this season. You've got to take your chances when you're on top. Some really good ones already. Snoyce in particular. They're on the attack again here, Everton. Cool. Again, Payne's calling for it in the area. Couple of touches, second one, not quite enough to keep it down. Leicester again, get it clear. Brian keeps that one in play. Stanovic. To can't quite again get that final touch in the area.
Katarina Kuhl's looked very dangerous for Everton.
Still can't keep that one in play on the far side.
Katarina Kuhl's popping up on the left-hand side. She did really well to find Heather Payne with the switch ball.
Yeah, she's switching, isn't she, from right to left and back again several times already this match. Makes it really difficult for that Leicester defence to keep track of her movement. Making a good impression. First 30 minutes or so here. Nice from Courtney Nevin though. Karada. Switching over to Green on the far side. Heyman. O'Brien was unmarked. Into Miki. Back again.
Drop off, Julie, drop out. Still on, yeah, still on.
So far out of her area.
Come on, want the ball.
Taking the time to really think about the next
Patience,
pass.
Josh, patience.
Yeah, but it's great because it pushes if the goalkeeper's high up, in possession, it pushes your defence out, it pushes your midfield out, and you can have a higher starting line.
He's putting her a little bit under pressure there, though. Just to keep it. That one goes all the way top to Stanovic. Back to Brosnan. Forward from the Everton keeper this time. Payne. Cool. Come on, get that one past Itala. And Leicester build here. He's trying to make the run into the area. Again, Courtney Brosnan very quick off her line there. Confident work so far from the Everton keeper.
Yeah, she swept up behind the back line really, really well.
Keep going, on the line.
It's a bit dangerous this though from Everton. Trying to play up from the back. Pressure from Tierney. Really on that Everton back line. Garley manages to turn though and get away. And there's just a good counter-attacking opportunity this for Everton. That ball back to Garley, just a bit too heavy.
This is why teams play out from the back. It might look and feel edgy, dangerous, but it's to get out through Aurora Galley. You know, the holding midfielder gets the out ball, splits the attacking line of midfield of Leicester, and you get a chance on goal.
Again, Stanovic has been very good and concentrated in that Everton defence so far. Shepherding that one back to Brosnan nicely. Payne. Sparkling again, going forward for Everton. And the offside flag goes up against Madsen. You were nodding your head there, Rachel.
Fractionally, but the assistant got it right. She just went a fraction, just a shoulder too early. It was lovely build-up play. Heather Payne took charge of that right-hand side. And you see there, gosh,
goodness me, that's
tighter than I
tight.
thought. Maybe a bobble made her offside.
Didn't see many as tight as that. Leicester going again. O'Brien, just about. Second attempt for Brosnan to get that one down.
Good save from Brosnan, but that should be in the back of the net from Leicester. What a let-off for Everton, sloppy play. Picked up by Momiki. Plays it through to an unmarked Shannon O'Brien, who just...
He goes at it. It does get it down eventually.
She wants it on her right, doesn't she? And then just can't get the back lift on it to get the power through it.
Peterson's there again, just in case there's any spillage there from Courtney Brosnan. Again, good work from the Everton keeper. So we thought it could be quite tight. Two sides who really need to turn around a bit of form in the second half of this season.
But both sides are going positive, or will be positive to this point, because they've opened up each other's defences. They've had opportunities to score. Everton could have scored 3 goals. Leicester could have scored probably 2 or 3 goals as well. It's just been that sharp edge of finishing that neither team has found.
Reminder though of Everton's struggling form here at home this season. Yet to win in the WSL this season here in 5 attempts. Lost 4, drawn 1, and that was against the bottom side, Bristol City. So hoping that their fortunes will change in the second half of the season here at home. They're still winning the free kick on the far side. Snoyce giving that one away this time for Everton. To do with this free kick. Swept in from the far side. Leicester can't get heads on that one. Poole is back defending, doesn't quite get that clearance right. Leicester go again. Shot from Peterman, and the flag goes up. And for a moment, Lena Peterman was wheeling away celebrating, thinking she'd put her side ahead. Flag goes up. And Katarina Kuhl will be very happy as well to see that offside flag go up. Trying to clear, she gives the ball straight back to Leicester.
What a let-off, for Everton. Poor clearance, straight turnover of possession when you've been under the cosh. She did just a job side, Peterman.
Stay out of space, stay out of space!
Big chances at both ends and for both sides in this first half. Brian's causing troubles again down this left-hand side.
Yeah, Leicester will be glad to have her back fit. Attacking-wise, she's excellent.
She's picked up a yellow though, so she's going to be playing this match on caution, which is something to bear in mind. Free kick for Leicester. Miki brought down.
Been a joy to watch Takarada and Mamiki. Takarada sitting into that holding midfield role and seems to be available all the time, always finding those pockets of space, linking up well with her teammate Mamiki.
Yeah, just as we've seen with Madsen and Kuhl, really slotting into this Leicester starting 11 seamlessly, the two Japanese signings. Up with the club this month. Leicester forced back though from this free kick into their own half. Thibaut, now Kopp. Back to Thibaut again.
Top round, somebody top round, somebody top round.
Parada. Thibaut again.
Lovely play from Leicester.
Very patient play at the back from Leicester. Green now. Sending Leicester forward. Peterman again, making the run into the area. Mamiki was making the run just into the 6-yard box, but ball didn't get there. Everton get it clear.
Again, a lovely build-up from Leicester. Starting from the goalkeeper, Takarada being available in midfield, dropping deep. Makes herself available for Kopp in goal to thread it through into midfield, and again that's broken the line. Some good play from Leicester.
Throwing that's gone all the way back to Leicester's defence. Takarada going back to Thibaut. Nice trying to put Kopp again under a bit of pressure. And I guess both managers will take positives and negatives from this first half. Brian Sorensen, particularly after Wednesday night, yes, it was a dead rubber, but his side have really shown a lot more going forward than we saw a few days ago.
Yeah, they've not played wounded, have they, from that battering in midweek. Took it for what it was. Opportunity for players to get minutes who don't always get minutes.
Brian winning the free kick for Leicester. A couple of good opportunities this for Leicester in the last few minutes of this first half to try and put a bit of pressure on Everton before half-time. Perfect time to score, of course. Can they create something from this opportunity? Green. Now the ball's out on the far side for Leicester.
Ned, go central. Get Julie to lock on.
Vitala. He doesn't stay in play.
This is an edgy period for Everton. They have to stay organised, compact. Leicester are ramping it up now, showing their authority, wanting to stamp their authority on this game.
And takes the throw in. All of Leicester's players pretty much up and around Everton's box. Looping cross into the area, difficult one to deal with. Peterman gets it down. Can she get the shot away? Everton get it clear. Again though, just for a throw in, which Cameron's scampering over to take quickly. Leicester sensing still opportunities. Momentum swinging back their way again at the end of this first half, potentially to find a goal.
Yeah, Everton have become scrappy in this last 5-10 minutes, snatching at clearances.
It's difficult to stay composed though, isn't it, when you've had such a difficult run, particularly at home.
You don't think about that though, Maz, when you're on the pitch. You just think about the right here, right now, but as a team is dominating, it does put you on edge.
Peterman heading that one down. O'Brien can't get there.
Good commanding goalkeeper from Courtney Brosnan.
And can she set off Everton on the counter here? Madsen and Kuhl back to Snoice. Another good counter-attacking opportunity, that. Really good link-up play. Kuhl feeding in Snoice.
Well, it's a brilliant save from Liza Kopp. Ultimately, that stops the perfect counter-attack from putting Everton 1-0 up. Katarina Kuhl just lays it through to Snois, and can't see from just that one replay, but certainly Kopp saves it, whether it comes off her own player or Snois, I'm not quite sure.
Another big moment though for Everton and for the Leicester keeper. Another big opportunity for Katia Snois in this first half. Remember, she has hit the crossbar as well. Great cross from the right from the player who's just passed the ball there, Payne. It's the last minute of time at the end of this first half. Payne making the run forward again. Doesn't get that one right that time. Grateful to pick that one up for Leicester.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes.
The minutes of stoppage time then at the end of this first half. Kopp sends that one forward. Brought down by Bissell, again a big moment from her going forward for Everton in this match. Peterman. And Leicester do something at the end of this first half. Stenovic gets that one clear. Madsen sends that one straight back to Leicester. Takarada. Again, Leicester, good possession in the area, end of this first half. Peterman, can she get the shot away again? Brosnan and Everton putting their bodies on the line to get that one clear.
We said that both goalkeepers are going to be absolutely key. Brilliant save from Courtney Brosnan.
Bryan again, asking questions of Brosnan, but she didn't quite get enough on that one. And Courtney Brosnan very happy, I think, just to gather that one, smother it, eat up a couple more seconds at the end of this first half.
There's a lovely play from Peterman originally, and then takes it on the little half turn there, and a combination of Stenovic and Courtney Brosnan keep this game at 0-0.
So we've seen an improved performance in Everton. What do you think Willie Kirk will feel about the first half he's seen here from his Leicester team?
But Leicester played the better, more intricate football. It's been just in that final third. Chance for Shannon O'Brien, a couple of chances for her. Peterman, a combination of not brilliant finishing and also good defending and goalkeeping from Everton. On the break again.
Peterman on the break again for Leicester. Played the 2 minutes now. Referee allows play to continue, and then she does blow a whistle. So Cheryl Foster bringing this first half to a close here at Walton Hall Park. Nothing to separate these teams at half-time, but plenty of good opportunities at both ends. Some good moments for Shannon O'Brien, who's also been cautioned for dissent by Cheryl Foster, but the big chances probably coming at the other end. A couple in particular for Katia Snois. One in the last few minutes of the first half, and a chance earlier that hit the crossbar. Lisa Kopp, lots of questions really about her selection starting today for Leicester ahead of Janina Leitzig, who's been really consistent for Willie Kirk's side. But he said he was going to bring in Lisa Kopp today. He felt it was the right tactical decision to bring her in because of the way that Everton play their attacking football. And she has stood up strong so far, doing enough to put off Katia Snois for that chance that hit the crossbar. Emma Bissell putting wide as well. And another good chance for Snois late on. So nothing to separate these sides at half-time. It is Everton 0, Leicester City 0.
Thanks to Matt. Well, as you can see, the queues are forming for the halftime coffees. I am very jealous, Rachel Brown, for this, because it is very cold and you don't have a coffee.
Cold?
Because you've had to race down from
No
the
coffee,
scaffolding to
no
join us
food,
pitchside.
Betty.
But one point and one place separates these two sides in the Women's Super League, but nothing separates them here today at Walton Hall Park because it is goalless. Rachel, what did you make of that first half?
Well, we said at the beginning that Courtney Brosnan, the goalkeepers, would be pivotal in this, and both have made big saves. So a combination of whether that's poor finishing from both teams, or whether big saves. You know, obviously I'm a former goalkeeper, I go with big saves.
You love the goalkeepers, you do. I wonder why.
Well, because we're very important, and because they are the reasons why they're not. You know, the 2 saves that the Leicester goalkeeper made were unbelievable from Katia Snowy, so we're going to see those in a minute. So
yeah, we will definitely look at them in a minute. But it's a feisty game, isn't it? You're expecting it to be quite feisty like this. Everton in particular had quite a few chances, especially on the counter-attack. They didn't take them, did they?
No, Leicester have created their chances through more intricate build-up play, from the goalkeeper into the defence, through the midfield, and then have opened up Everton in that way, whereas Everton have not relied on, but they've played the direct football. They've utilised the wind advantage going that way, and it was epitomised by the chance right before the half-time whistle. Long ball from Courtney Brosnan straight into Katia Snowy, and they just couldn't get past the goalkeeper. She's been absolutely brilliant.
What do you think Brian Sorensen's going to be saying to his side then?
He'll be talking about how they've done exactly as he has asked them to set out to play on the counter. Katarina Kuhl's been excellent, playing across the front 3, switching from left to right, linking up really well with Heather Payne down the right-hand side, and it's just been that cutting edge, that final bit, which is putting the ball in the back of the net, that has evaded them so far.
Yeah, Katarina Kuhl actually looks very comfortable out there, apart from potentially one mistake that nearly led to a Leicester goal. But other than that, she's looking good. Obviously signed on loan from Arsenal. This is her debut. Yeah,
and she's slotted straight in. You wouldn't think that she's only been here, 48 hours pretty much, and or it'd be a debut for Everton. She's fitted into how Brian Sorensen and the team have wanted to play. She has been a thorn in the side for Leicester, and this is early on in the game. Stanovic, it's a brilliant ball in, and criminal that she didn't get that on target. Just gets underneath it and sees it fly over behind the goal. And this is Heather Payne been talking about how well she's played, and what a ball. 4, 5, 6 players that gets past, and all keeper can do is put Snowy off. She can't get near the ball, she can't come for the ball. It's just get big, get in her eye line and make it, an uncomfortable finish, and that's what she did.
Should Snowy have done better there? Or is that a hard angle?
She should have put that in, because I'm surprised she didn't go with a left foot. Clearly right-footed player is why she did lead with a right, but that seemed a harder angle. But I think the keeper did well. Bissell here, she should have done much, much better. Has to go across. It's a touch that lets her down. If she takes a touch towards goal rather than wide, then it's an easier chance. And this is the one just before half-time. Katarina Kuhl does really well to find Snowy. And again, it's a combination of the defender and the goalkeeper that block that one there.
What do you think Everton can do better then? Because they have been, they've had those chances that we've just seen. They're looking really dangerous in front of goal, but they're just struggling with that sort of...
Put the ball in the net, Betty.
That
is literally it. They're doing the build-up. They're playing as Brian Sorensen wants them to do on the counter. They're finding the space, particularly down the right-hand side with Heather Payne, providing the crosses and just not being able to finish, just not being able to get that ball in the back of the net.
Let's talk about Leicester then, because throughout that first half you were saying that they've been playing really pretty football. What do you want to see from them in this second half?
It's different styles. They've played pretty and effective football. They've managed to get down and get in between Everton's ranks, between the back line and the midfield, and then penetrating behind the back line. It's just Peterman has been really tricky to play against because she's so strong. This time a combination with Shannon O'Brien down this left-hand side. The ball in is a little bit hopeful. It doesn't pick anyone out in particular. And Rantala just leaning back, can't get the power. And it allows Courtney Brosnan to get her feet across. A bit more power on that flew into the top corner. And Kopp is in for her distribution. This time, one of the only times she goes long, but Mamiki has been absolutely brilliant. Her and Takarada on this occasion. Shannon O'Brien opens it up onto her right foot, a preferred foot, and just doesn't get the power again, not enough. And a good recovery from Courtney Brosnan to snatch it from Peterman, who has been on that front foot, ready to snaffle anything up And this is the intricate play I was talking about, how Leicester have been wanting to play.
This is the pretty play.
It's effective as well, though. It's just different styles, and it's lovely play. It's exactly how they want it, but a brilliant block from Stenovic and Courtney Brosnan once again. So it's been pretty even with regards to chances. Leicester probably edged the possession just because of their style of how they play, but Everton have used the conditions well.
Yeah, it's very windy here, isn't it? Those windy conditions helping, well, not really helping the goalkeepers at all, right? That's going to make it a little bit harder for them.
Yeah, it's pretty minging for a goalkeeper, to be fair, to deal with. It just changes the trajectory of it. And you see both teams have tried to keep the ball on the floor. Everton down the wings particularly, and how Leicester have played. You know, they don't want to put it up and it be a bit of a lottery in there. So I think in the second half, Leicester will look to take chances from more of a distance out and use that wind advantage. But yeah, both teams will be disappointed that they haven't found, you know, a clear cut. They've found the clear cut openings, but haven't been able to actually get a mark, get a score on the board.
Yeah, and we saw a shot there of Leicester boss Willie Kirk earlier, and he didn't look best pleased. There we go. There's the coffee shop as well. Are you jealous? I don't think you have time to run over there.
Well, my daughter's over there. So my daughter and a teammate, they drew 2-2 this morning. Yeah, it was a title decider today. So, you know, young Evertonians, lots of families here, and it's great to have them here.
Rachel, get your daughter to grab us a coffee.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
No, she's well trained. I will.
A reminder of this afternoon's action in the WSL. Manchester United playing Aston Villa. That currently stands at 2-1 at the moment. At 2 p.m. There's a tasty clash at the bottom of the table as West Ham take on Bristol City. In second place, Manchester City go to Tottenham as well. And Liverpool and Arsenal round off today's action. And you can see all of today's action on the Women's Football Show tonight on BBC One. That's after the Match of the Day FA Cup highlights. You don't want to miss that one. And of course, you can catch England's record goal scorer Ellen White's new podcast, Women's Football Weekly, every Wednesday on 5 Live Football Daily Feed. Well, let's take a look back at yesterday's WSL fixture then. Chelsea looked to maintain their lead at the top of the table when they travelled to Brighton. Commentary comes from Ben Andrews.
Standoff Jess Carter, who's always been able to produce passes like that. It was a good one. Brighton, oh, what a hit! Canarud on the follow-up here. Into the side netting. First glimpse of goal. A pretty quiet start to the game, but got noisy in a hurry. Great pass from Carter. Wonderful strike from Guro Wrighton. Maybe a fingertip from Bagley before the post. Scored her first goal since coming back to fitness. Leupolz on to Charles, that's nice. Kirby, Wrighton, would have been a lovely goal. She scuffed it off the ankle when a firm foot would have put the champions in front, surely. Wrighton to Charles. Back to Guro Wrighton, down that left side again, wide of the mark again. This time it's Frank Kirby in the middle on the stretch. Chelsea haven't threatened much, but most of it's come down that flank. Zighiotti. Nicely done by Turland. Only Lauren James and Bunny Shaw have got more goals than Elizabeth Turland this season. Here's Sarri. Back to Sarri. It's a Brighton shot. It's a Brighton shot on target, the first of the game. And even with the deflection, it's a comfortable save for Hannah Hampton. Lovely touch from Kirby. Brighton left it for Melanie Leupolz. Kirby again. Wrighton. Now comes captain for the day, Niamh Charles. Into Lauren James. Wow! What a finish! Even by her standards, it's a dream start to the second half for the champions Chelsea. Brighton did so well to limit the openings before the break. You can't do anything about a hit like that. Lauren James with a trademark stunner. Away is the call, only as far as Lupoltz and Kirby, and 2. Double trouble for Brighton. This is how you start a second half. Chelsea so frustrated for 45 minutes and 2 up by 50. And for Fran Kirby, 3 months without a goal is ages. Her wait is over. Poached 112th for the club. Masada, Bramer. What a strike that was! Hampton had left it for dead. One presumes it was a go at goal rather than a cross, but it's some hit either way. And look at this. Back off the upright, much to Hampton's surprise. Fizzed in by Niamh Charles to Guro Wrighton. It's going to drop here for Lauren James. 3-0, game over. 2 for her, 3 for the Blues. One with the left, one with the right. We played 13 minutes in this second half, during which time Chelsea have scored 3 times and won the match. And Lauren James is level with Bunny Shaw now on 12 at the top of the WSL chart. For their part, Chelsea are going 6 points clear in that regard. It's going to be 6 wins in a row across the competitions for Chelsea. They scored 4 against Brighton last time, looking for a 4th here. Wrighton, she still can't find the net, but Chelsea have more than enough in the bank.
Yeah, big Chelsea win there. They now go 6 points clear at the top of the WSL table. Lauren James starring once again. Now, I'm very pleased to say that we've been joined by Emily Ramsey, Everton goalkeeper, currently injured though, hence why you're rocking a nice bomber jacket and not the kit. Emily, your team are playing Chelsea, next week. Looking forward to that one?
Yeah, obviously Chelsea are flying at the minute, as they usually are, so it's going to be a real tough test for us, but I think hopefully we just want to go put a good performance in. Hopefully we're going to come away with a win today, second half, and then take a bit of confidence and just try and go out and take something from the game.
What do you expect today's game? What do you expect Brian Sorensen to have said to the girls at half-time?
I think he's going to want us to tighten up a bit, playing out from the back. Leicester going with a tight man-man pressure, nicking the ball sometimes in dangerous areas, so he's going to want us to tighten up on that and keep exploiting that space in behind that we've been getting success from so far and taking chances. I think we should have scored in that first half, and he's going to be frustrated about that. Yeah.
Rachel, your face. Yes, they should have scored is what you're thinking, right?
Well, Everton played brilliant counter-attacking football, exploited, especially have Payne down that right-hand side, got great balls. It was just the final finishing touch, wasn't it?
Definitely. I think that's something that we've been guilty of a bit the last season. So something that we definitely need to tighten up on, and hopefully going out in the second half that we can be a bit sharper on that.
And Emily, as I said earlier, you are injured. You sustained an ankle injury, wasn't it, back in December? How's your recovery getting on?
Good. On plan so far. Just hoping to try and stay on that path and get back as soon as I can and get playing games this season for Everton.
You can't miss a freezing cold Wally Park in January and February, can you?
No, to be fair, it's not the worst time in the world to be injured with the weather here, but I still miss it, obviously.
We were talking a lot about the windy conditions, weren't we, Rachel, and how difficult it is as a goalkeeper. How do you think the conditions are out there today?
Difficult, definitely. You can see the ball spinning a bit when it's going up in the air, and I think we were maybe getting a bit of success with the balls in behind with the wind. It's just one that both teams have got to deal with it.
All right, well, nothing separates these two here at Walton Park. Thank you so much, Emily, for joining us at half-time. Rachel, you need to get your trainers on and leg it back up to commentary to join Maz.
Yeah, I'm just going to get on the zip wire and head up there, get my abseiling kit on. I'll see you later.
Very fetching. That'll suit you with that hat on. Well, there we go then. It is 0-0. As the second half is about to get back underway. Maz Faruqi.
Thanks, Betty. Yeah, all the players back out onto the pitch ahead of the second half. Doesn't look like either side have made substitutions at half-time, but all the players jumping up and down on their feet to try and keep warm, as we've been doing up here in our commentary gantry here at Walton Hall Park at half-time. Still a very, very chilly day, a chilly Sunday. Good chances for both sides in the first half to find the back of the net. Although it remains goalless in this match at the moment. Katarina Kuhl, who is looking to restart the second half for Everton, slotting in very, very nicely. The Arsenal loanee into the starting 11 this afternoon for Everton. She's got her gloves on. Looks a bit chilly. There she is, jumping up and down on the spot to try and stay warm. Cheryl Foster just checking a watch. We'll be back underway shortly. Really good chances, in particular for Katarina Schnois to put Everton ahead in the first half. We're back underway then. In the second half, nothing to separate these sides at the moment. And as I was just saying there, as Rachel's back up with me here in commentary, no substitutions by either side at half-time, I think reflects that both managers saw some real positives from their teams in the first half. But I guess we might see some changes later on. But perhaps see these players for the next 10-15 minutes before maybe Brian Sorensen or Willie Kirks decides to switch things up.
Go on, you go! Jump on it, well done.
Leicester seeing plenty of the ball in the early stages. Matala, she had a couple of good opportunities for Leicester in the first half. Dorado not able to feed in Leicester. They go off the counter here. Schnois, nothing after that one. Just about kept off that one. Thibault. Again,
Interception that, wasn't it?
Again, you can see Everton trying to use their pace very effectively here. Garley out with Schnois now on the right, takes the shot on. Nice shot there, just over the crossbar off target there. That from Madsen.
Oh my goodness, that was such a good chance. It's quite fortuitous, really. Katia Schnois cuts it on her right and miskicks it, really, but it goes across to Ricky Madsen, and she won't get a better chance today to open her account for Everton. See there, it, not intending to square it, but it does, and from 4 yards out.
Madsen on the ball again, cross over to the far side, headed out by Leicester. Cool. Tries to take the shot on, it's deflected up, loops up into the air. Garley. Leicester get it clear again. Good pressure this from Everton though in the early stage of the second half. It's back though. Finnegan, Everton's captain. What a chance that though for Madsen. Just skied it, took it all wrong, but again, is there anything that Lisa Kopp did there to try and put her off there?
Got big, got on her airline just as she did to deny Katia Schnois. It's all Everton at the moment.
Another big moment for Everton at the start of this second half. Really started strongly. This is the moment
see here,
Madsen.
Right foot, left foot. Oh, look at that, inside the 6-yard box, head in hands. Everton are keeping pushing, and it's only Kopp who has kept a clean sheet so far. But this is the test. Willie Kirk had said that Leipzig was excellent in the air.
There they go, Sarah Holmgaard's taking this corner for Everton. Kopp's trying to scramble to get there. Leicester's defence just about get control of the ball and get it out the 6-yard area. Everton players down. And Cheryl Foster blows the whistle.
Katia Schnois.
She looks in some discomfort there with her left foot. Looking at the statistics at half-time, Rachel, whilst Schnois is down, plenty of chances for Everton in the first half, but let's look again at this.
Yeah, it's a scramble in it, and just as Peterman tries to clear it, does clear it, she catches the foot of Katia Schnois there. Painful one, studs on the top of her foot. I expect Katia Schnois to get up and carry on, but no doubt it's pretty uncomfortable. A couple of goalmouth scrambles there. Maybe that is why Liza Kopp doesn't start every week, didn't look particularly convincing in that cross into the box. Real scramble that Everton couldn't capitalise on. But she has been exceptional today. 3 huge saves come to mind initially. Excellent in possession, particularly excellent threading balls through the likes of Takarada and Momiki.
Well, I remember Willie Kirk saying that Lisa Kopp was brought in to deal with those crosses. He felt that she gave his side better options. She did look under a bit of pressure from that Everton corner. And I think the stat that speaks a lot about Everton's first half, Rachel, is for all their chances, no shots on target, and 6 for Leicester. So I guess the almost chance for Snoyce, a couple of them, Bissell as well.
I thought one of those was on target. It must have been a block then towards Kopp from her own defender rather than Snoyce having the shot. But yeah,
it just shows how much they're creating, and just that last ball just not finding the target, as we saw with that great chance for Madsen at the start of the second half as well. Leicester with a chance forward though in the second half. Brian forced back by Stenovic, and the follow-up shot from her goes wide.
Yeah, good block and good determination to not concede a corner there from Everton. Shannon O'Brien with the wind and the space in behind, look to be using that electric pace she has. As you mentioned, the first half, walking a bit of a fine line on a yellow card.
Yellow card for dissent towards Cheryl Foster. Everton don't quite get that goal kick right. Going out from the back.
It's hard because trying to play a long goal kick from that end, I've been in that position and it just doesn't seem to get anywhere.
I was going to say that end that Everton are defending in the second half is slightly more exposed. I imagine the wind is more of a factor, that end that Everton are defending in the second half. Takarada. Now Cayman. Just switching play nicely to Ratala. To Cayman, shot and into the back of the net. What a great goal that from Yanis Cayman, edge of the area. She swung that one in through some Everton defenders, and Courtney Brosnan cannot get there.
Sublime finish. I can't remember if it's the end of the first half. I said I expected Leicester to take chances from further distance out in this second half with the wind advantage, and that's exactly what I expected. Willie Kirk, the manager, knows the conditions, know what it looks like to play in this half, and it's wonderful play, really tight play, lovely little spin from Janice Cayman, no pressure on the ball from Everton. It opens up beautifully, and a wonderful finish, curling left footer into that far side. With the additional wind speed, Courtney Brosnan cannot cover that ground and get across to make the save.
You can see it coming, can't she, Courtney Brosnan, trying to get there desperately. But the wind probably a factor as well, just to give it that extra whip.
Yeah, it does, absolutely that. But you know that. Goalkeeper knows that. Everton know that. They can't concede pop shots like that.
Really good strike from Yanis Cayman, but Courtney Brosnan, I think, well, expected a bit more from her defence in front of her, not able to get there. And Leicester, after almost conceding, remember, at the start of the second half, what a chance that was for Rika Madsen, find themselves ahead. And free kick's been given here as well. Peterman, just a bit too vigorously trying to win that ball. Looks like Willie Kirk is going to be making a substitution as well. Start the second half.
Deanna Rose, who's getting readied. I imagine she'll come on for Shannon O'Brien. May be wrong.
CJ Bott stripping off as well down there. Kiwi international. Madsen tries to head that one down. Everton Obviously, got to keep their heads up now after conceding that goal. Created some really positive play going forward. I mentioned ahead of the kickoff in the first half as well, the really poor record here at home in the WSL this season. Just 1 point picked up in 5 games, 1 draw, 4 defeats. Certainly will want to try put that run to an end in the second half. A positive play there from Garley to win back possession for Everton. 2 with Cool. Forced back to try and keep possession for Everton, the Arsenal loanee. Whistle. Again for Everton. Sweep it into the area, but without by Takarada. Bissell. Takarada gets that clear again.
Good positive play from Everton. Again, those triangles down the wide areas. Getting in behind. Here are the changes.
Here come our first subs then, as we were saying. 3 changes, looks like it's going to be made for Everton. Leicester rather, in this second half.
Also coming off, number 27, Shannon O'Brien. Their replacement, number 7, Deanne Rose.
So, Deanne Rose, CJ Bott, and Sophie Howard. 3 players coming on for Leicester. What do you make of those changes, Rachel? Bit of experience in particular there, probably from CJ Bott coming on.
Yeah, and Sophie Howard. Don't think it's going to make much of a change to formation, but it's looking to shore things up, ensure that Everton don't convert one of those chances. Deanna Rose will offer. She's excellent for Leicester this season.
Amongst the goals for them recently. 5 different goal scorers for Leicester. 5 win over Everton. League Cup on Wednesday night. Into the area, Ratala. Potential possibility of a handball there from Everton as they block that shot. Referee allows play to continue. Way out of her area again, distributing. Rose can't keep that one in.
Just seen it then. This is Hannah Bedison. Surprised that she wasn't starting. Maybe Katarina Kuhl and Ricky Madsen had just edged it. Maybe the unknown was something that Brian Sorensen wanted to bring. She's been excellent, Katarina Kuhl.
Surprise omission from Brian Sorensen's starting 11. Katarina Kuhl, though, hasn't always, certainly last season or so, lasted 90 minutes when she was playing for Arsenal. Sometimes used as a sub the last 20-30 minutes or so, so I'd be too surprised if we didn't see her last the full 90 in the colours of Everton this afternoon. She's the player that's going to be replaced. The throw-in on this near side. Free kick that Bissell takes quickly.
Go deep.
What it does do now is any time the ball is in possession for Leicester on the edge of the area, if they cut half a yard, they'll fancy having a go. Seen that one fly in.
Using advantage of the conditions. Yanis Kamen. Stanovic.
Yeah, it's a foul, simple as that.
Yeah, bringing down Kamen there, the goal scorer.
Yeah.
Here's the goal scorer taking the throw in. Leicester would also, we mentioned how much Everton are keen for the win this afternoon. Leicester 5 points above bottom place, will be really keen to try and kickstart the second half of their season as well. Bott just come on the field, really touched the ball from her. Peterman.
Make it work, make it work.
Corrado to Rose. So manages to block that one, but Rose gets the better of it. Making the run into the area. Tacarado loops that one up. Everton can't get it clear. Peterman feeding it back. And then the flag goes up. Again, Everton looking a bit nervy at the back, Rachel.
Because Leicester are looking so comfortable on the ball and seem to have, because of the quality of the touch and the turns and the recognition of space around them, they seem to find those gaps. See here, Tacarada just loops it in towards Mimiki. Not brilliant, but Peterman's left on her own. Nobody's taking charge and man-to-man marking in the box. Seeing that picture there, Mimiki was free. They seem to be very clever about finding little pockets of space, Leicester.
Everton certainly need to get a little bit more under control here in the second half. A bit nervy at times. To get that away from Peterson, though, from Stenovic.
Everton have to keep thinking about their game plan. What is their game plan? And try and focus on that, on impressing what they do well, which is a counter. And a goal for Everton would lift their spirits no end.
This is still plenty of possession, though, around Everton's area at the moment. Tacarado. Bott's calling for it. Gets it. Sends that one forward. Nice ball for Peterman to run on to. Too much on it, though. Straight out for a goal kick.
Good play, good build-up, good running from Peterman. She's been a willing runner, Peterman, as well as target player to be able to hold it.
Guard. Forward to Madsen. What's going through her head at the moment. That glorious opportunity she had at the start of the second half to put Everton ahead. Now her side trailing.
Yeah, that was the glaring miss.
And the changes for Everton then. Really expecting these. Listen, another player dropped to the bench this afternoon by Brian Sorensen. And you called it. Call one of the players to be replaced. Madsen as well, so the two new signings, the two players to be replaced in the second half. I think those were the changes we expected, Rachel, and again, just to try and bring a bit more energy into Everton going forward in the second half, particularly now trailing by the goal to nil.
Yeah, Cool's not, as you mentioned, had huge amounts of minutes, and so in her legs, this is maybe all she's got, 60-minute mark, but she was very effective. It's exciting for Everton fans and for the team to have her here, seeing how well she played in this first hour here at Everton.
Yeah, both players slotting in so nicely into that starting 11, as we talked about in the first half. But certainly for Ricky Madsen, we'll be thinking about that wonderful chance in the opening minutes of this second half to put Everton up. Some brought down there. And the free kick for a side.
Well, Everton fans know what to expect from Hannah Bennison. She came here as an 18-year-old, highly touted as the next best thing at international level. Has found the WSL difficult, but has grown in stature, has that technical ability, that reading of the play in that high midfield role, 10 role, getting better and better and better the more minutes she plays.
Free kick for Everton, taken quickly, trying to play it from the back again. Still getting it back. Home guard. Osnan. Schnois heads that one down. Forward again by Everton. Good work that from Howard, though. He is marking Schnois so closely in the second half. Clearly the job she's been brought on to do by Willie Kirk. Let's pull that from Leicester, though. Frustration there, you can see it on the face of Wheeler. Did not get that one right for Schnois to try and run onto. Important for Everton as the second half ticks by, not to panic, not to try and snatch at chances. As Rachel's saying, stick to their game plan, which offered so much for them, so many opportunities to get a goal. Garley putting that one up, back to Brosnan. Anderson was making the run, wanted that one, but Thibault read that, and out for a throw-in.
Yeah, at some point he's going to have to gamble though, isn't he? At 1-0, this is such a key game in the season of fixtures. Leicester won at the King Power earlier on in the season. Everton need to return the favour.
Yeah, and that was Leicester's last win in the league, if you can believe it, back in October. So that as well just demonstrates not just what a big game this is for Everton, but what a big 3 points this potentially could be for Leicester if they were able to hold on for 25 minutes or so and get the 3 points today. Rose's shot forward is blocked. She was trying to feed in. Leicester edge of the area there. Takarada. Now Bott. Takarada again. Really neat play, this from Leicester. Stanovic reading that one though.
Yes, exactly what Sophie Howard's come on to do, is to provide cover. Thibault's behind, allows Sophie Howard to go, knowing that there's just that one player up top. Katja Snuys allows her to go and press the ball, knowing that she's got cover behind.
Again, caught way out of her area, forced back a little bit now. A little bit concerned there for a moment that Everton picked up possession, but Leicester nullify that chance again.
We can see the cop from this position, not the goalkeeper, but Liverpool Football Stadium.
Yes, we can indeed, of course.
As well as Goodison.
Lovely sunshine.
Oh, you
see both football grounds where the men's, of course, play their team. Where
there's been a number of games for the women as well.
Yeah, Merseyside derby earlier this season.
Brilliant.
Fantastic goal by Megan Finnegan in that game. Great to be at Merseyside derby at Anfield earlier this season.
For Evertonians, it's been one-way traffic. They've won every one.
Fantastic record for Everton at Anfield, and particularly this season as well, when Liverpool had started the season so well. It was a bit of a shock for Everton to go and do what they did at Anfield earlier this season, but good win from them there. Could do with some of that form in the second half here. Back to Brosnan. Again, Peterman's loitering in that Everton area, ready to pounce on any chances, and it's so important now they've conceded one that Everton, from an Everton perspective, they don't concede the second. That one looked like a definite free kick, I think, that one conceded by Howard there.
Good, strong physical player, and as we said, she's been brought on to win that ball, whether that's Katja Snuys and the ball, or just the ball, irrelevant.
Just reminding Snuys she's still there. Rose with the delivery from the right. Everton forced to concede the corner.
This could be dangerous.
So exposed, this area of this stadium here. This corner from the right for Leicester in the second half. And Sorensen playing to somebody in this technical area at the moment.
Rantala, you'd expect it to be an in-swinger. So it is Rantala in-swinger.
He's going to attack this Rantala over to the far side. Not a great corner, that one, though. And you feel that is a real let-off, that one, for Everton, really.
If the one I would have hated as a goalkeeper would have been whipped in near post, left-footed. Wrong choice, in my opinion, from Rantala.
Maybe she overestimated, or underestimated, rather, the strength of the wind. Longard's just down here. Still a pause here for home guard. So Brian Sorensen's just hung up, but he was on the phone to somebody.
He's on the phone to the analysts up here on our gantry, who've got a better view down the end.
Yeah, we can just see them down the far side of this gantry.
It's a different opinion from what you see up here.
Just offers him a different viewpoint.
Yeah, literally.
How as the players just take on some fluids and home guard's just down getting some treatment, do we think that he will opt to switch formations or bring in more players if the scoreline continues as it is for Everton in the second half?
Well, the way that Everton have played is that they're playing counter-attacking football and they keep creating chances, so they know that another chance will come for them. It's just a matter of taking it, and whether Katia Snois, he's starting to tire. Italian Piemonte, played in the number 9 role in midweek for Everton and is another option that has been brought in.
Well, there is another Everton player stripping off their training kit, I think, here, so we are going to see another Everton substitution. Hope.
Yeah, she's an attacking player. Got some minutes.
She's receiving some instructions here.
If it is Lucy Hope, sorry, she's a defender. So whether that indicates that Sarah Holmgard can't continue.
Indeed, she is limping off onto...
This is where it happened, I think.
The dead ball line.
I know this is the goal, isn't it? Janice Cayman, absolutely brilliant.
Janice Cayman's wonderful finish.
Yeah, wonderful. Just spins Aurora Galli there, gets away from her, gives herself a yard, and then it opens up for a left footer to just wrap that foot around it.
Here's the change that she was talking about. Sarah Holmgard can't continue.
Replacement number 17,
so Lucy Hope will come on. Big 20 minutes ahead for both these sides, you feel here now. Hope's first touch to send it forward. Bob Bowen, Howard combining well to get that ball back for Leicester. Kopp to Takarada. He can't run onto that one though. Just sense at this moment that a Leicester goal would decide it, really. The way that the momentum of this game is going at the moment.
Yeah, Leicester look the more likely to score. They have been the better team out of the two, in my opinion, this afternoon. But the style that Everton are playing it, there's still hope.
Not to say, of course, that Everton haven't created some glorious chances.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, they're not relying on majority possession. They're looking to be effective and playing behind the back line. Use that pace, whip it in, counter-attacks. And we've always got Megan Finnegan off set pieces.
Maybe another header like we saw at Anfield earlier this season, perhaps from the Everton captain. Big moments like that can decide games like this. And they need a couple of big moments, Everton, in this game now. Thistle. Keep that one. From Bott. Leicester dangerous going forward here again. Peterman was making the run to the right post. And again, Everton forced through their captain, Megan Finnegan, to concede another corner.
Yeah, brilliant run, Megan Finnegan, to cut off that near post. Gets a deflection that could have gone anywhere, but she cuts off that supply because Peterman, as she has been all game, has been loitering and was ready to steer that into the back of the net.
So I wonder if the delivery this time is going to be better for Leicester from Rantana. Leicester player went down there. Peterman. Cheryl Foster not interested in that one.
Rightly so. But that was a near post in-swinger from Janice Cayman from the corner that is very difficult to deal with. Everton did. It's Peterman who receives it at the back post. Shoving the match just to come together. There's no arms up though from the defender. Cheryl Foster has said before, used to play. That's a coming together no more.
In fairness, there weren't too many appeals from the Leicester players. Get someone back to Kopp as Onions making the run forward, forced the mistake. Everton, shot from distance, just not on target there. Really good opportunity that from Hannah Bennison.
She helped create it. Forced an error from Kopp. He was being without error really, distribution-wise today. Just put a bit of pressure on and it fell nicely. Saw her off a line, the opportunity was there. And Hannah Bennison, I don't think you'd want anyone else on the ball in an Everton shirt to try and dispatch that than Hannah Bennison.
That's why Brian Sorensen's brought her on in the second half. Moments like that, creating the opportunity, putting the pressure on Kopp. I guess that's one of Everton's best tactics now, to hope that Leicester create a few more mistakes trying to play out from the back. It's going to be so frustrating for Brian Sorensen. There's a number of chances his side have created in this game. To find themselves trailing as they do. Brosnan to Bissell, again, glorious chance for her in the first half. Stenovic to Brosnan, sends it forward again. See, J-Bot beats Bissell to that one. And Stenovic forced to track back here. Mamuku! Just wide of the left post, that from Mimiki.
Let off for Everton, two players going for the same ball. Galley and Stenovic opens up the space for Rantala, who picks out Mamiki and just can't wrap a foot round it. It's going across a difficult technique. But again, the edge of that area where Leicester have had some joy in the second half.
Wind again, a real factor for Leicester. Snoyce, though, off on the counter here for Everton. Forced out by Bott. Looking for support. Takes the throw in quickly. Bennison.
Get together, organise.
Bissell. Galley shoved off the ball by Peterman. And then brought down. And just a word with Ghali, with Aurora Ghali.
Yeah, right decision. She's frustrated, Aurora Ghali, because she gets her pocket picked by Peterman. And Peterman always just delays her sprint forward, inviting a rash tackle from Ghali. Just didn't check her shoulder, Ghali. Got quite out of possession.
Sends it forward again. Rose has switched over to the left-hand side now, running onto that one.
That's where you want it, to run out some time. Play it into the corner. Get fresh legs running after it. Deanna Rose just come on 15 minutes ago or something.
Kane frustrated there because she believes it was a Everton throw-in. Cheryl Foster has given it the other way. So if Leicester can get this one into the area, again, it's another dangerous opportunity. To get it clear, but Takarado's there. Nervy play again from Everton, playing out from the back and perhaps needlessly conceding another corner on the far side.
Yes, Lucy Hope just come on. Just didn't get a firm contact with it.
And Sorensen on the phone to his analysts again. Rose. Good flag goes up.
Good back line there from Everton. Allowed Deanna Rose to just have strayed offside. Good collective line. Marshalled by Megan Finnegan, Everton captain.
There you go.
She's thought about taking that free kick for Everton. Everton captain. Leaves it to Courtney Brosnan. Sends that one upfield. Bennion trying to get that one under control. Howard now. Bot. Potentially a concerning ball that for Leicester's defence, but they get away with it. It's a good battle now developing between Payne and Rose down that left-hand side.
Yeah, and at some point, Payne's going to have to gamble, and rather than sit back as part of that back five on occasions, she's going to have to leave Deanna Rose in pursuit of an equalising goal for Everton.
Time starting to run out for Aaron Sorensen's side. We've conceded the free kick as well. Easy hope here. Just a bit of a shoulder barge on Lena Peterman.
It's clever from Peterman. Feels the contact.
Makes the most of it, like lots of number 9s we've seen down the years.
That's why I say clever.
Free kick swept in by Leicester. Good solid header out that though.
Well done.
Right. Whistle. Snoyce. Can't get that one under control. Fair to the Everton forward. She's being surrounded by at least 2 Leicester players every time she tries to get a touch of the ball now.
Yeah, Hannah Bennison will look to try and join in. More of an attacking threat.
Rose and Stenovic battling for the ball here. Leicester player comes out on top. Tries to feed that one into Peterson. Peterman doesn't get that. Rose and Bissell involved in a bit of a challenge there, and Snoyce has gone down as well. Cheryl Foster allowing play to continue. Rose again gets it past Stenovic, loops that one over to the far post. Peterman. Another good chance for Leicester.
Head in hands from Peterman. She hits the ground there. She knows she should have put this game beyond Everton. Lovely little play. Takarada feeds Deanna Rose. Gets beyond 2 Everton players, and just that little check towards the near post. She loses a defender. Just can't steer it goalwards.
Great work from Rose in the build-up. Peterman again on the ball here. Rose in support. Goes instead to Bott. She loops that one into the area. Too close to Brosnan though. Hook up a line together that one. Bennison trying to set off a counter-attack for Everton. Not seeing very much of the ball at all now. Good chance that for Mumiki. To get a boot in before she can get the shot away. They go on the counter again with Payne. Again, though, shows too much of the ball to Leicester, and then trying to win it back, concedes the free kick.
He is showing their frustration now, Everton, but good play, good recoveries from Leicester players. Thibault gets across there, leaves a central role, knowing Sophie Howard's in the middle covering her, makes that key tackle.
A couple more Everton subs coming on. One of them you mentioned, Martina Piemonte, one of the players coming on, Justine van Havermaet as well.
Everton fans will be glad to see Justine van Havermaet back. She got injured on international duty. Got some minutes the other night in the cup game. Good physical presence in that midfield.
Well, that's something that
and it's 2 up top for Everton now. So sorry to interrupt. 2 up top now with Piemonte and Snoyce staying on. Looks like they're going to gone 4-4-2 Everton.
And Sorensen gambling here. Trying to See if his side can get something out of this game. Rose again, decent cross. Peterman was there. And Ian's back trying to defend. Mamiki goes down under a challenge.
Completely accidental. Mamiki, lovely little layoff to Deanna Rose, then takes up a position on the edge of the box. Deanna Rose doesn't find Peterman that near post, but it's recycled and it comes back towards Mamiki.
Coming together with Benison. She's gone down clutching a shoulder, the Leicester player.
Yeah. Well, if Benison gets a touch on that header, it's not a foul. But the referee's given it, and it's in a really dangerous position. It's completely out of her vision. Benison was Mamiki, we see again from here. Cleared by Van Havermaet. If Benison doesn't win the ball, regardless, it is dangerous territory to have conceded a free kick.
This is pretty much in the position where Yanis came and scored the goal for Leicester, so really the wind is a factor again in this.
Be interesting to see which side Courtney Brosnan sets up a wall, knowing Janice Cayman is still on the pitch. Would you set it up to cover your right side? I would. Cover that left-hand side. But it's a right footer who's set up, so you then cover your left post, which is what Courtney Brosnan's doing now.
And this is why it's really useful that Justine Van Havermaet, one of the tallest players in the Everton lineup, is on the pitch now, unsurprisingly part of this wall.
Yeah, so central. You know it's a right footer. You cover that left post. 5 in the wall. Just readjusting.
Rantala. Everton just get it clear. Another big moment that for Leicester.
Well, she fooled everyone. She went to the left. And that's the side that Courtney Brosnan's expected to cover, sorry. But at that speed,
Come on, do the work.
She couldn't have done anything about it.
That's
Great strike, but saved by part of the goalkeeper's armoury, which is the bar and the posts.
That's the second time that crossbar has been hit in this match as well. That shot from Rantala, nice chance in the first half as well. Big moments. Everton though running out of time, and Leicester will be very happy to see the final minutes of this match played at this end of the pitch. Peterman. Toe goes in there. And Finnegan. Again, the Everton captain conceding the corner, but doing what she needs to do defensively. So Rantala, who's just, remember, had a chance, deflected onto the crossbar, takes this corner, swings that one into the near post. Brosnan comes out for it. Everton get it clear, just about back to Rantala though on that left-hand side. Benison's tracking up.
Protect it.
Goes down.
Get yourself something.
Benison does well to win it back. And then the referee blows for the free kick. He's playing advantage there. Takes it back for the Everton free kick. Running out of time though now. Again, back to Brosnan, put under real pressure here by Rose. Everton. On the side of the pitch though was, again, Peterman was making the run into the area. Mamiki's ball forward, deflected out again for Leicester corner by Finnegan.
Number 29, Yuka Momiki.
The final change for Leicester, it looks like Aileen Whelan coming on from Momiki.
She's had a great game, Momiki.
She's been outstanding.
A chance that flashed past the left-hand post as well.
And for me, Momiki, part of that midfield with Takarada, Momiki is my Barclays Women's Super League player of the match. They've been outstanding, being that thread out of defence, the way that Willie Kirk wants to play. They have been pivotal in making that work, and they have.
So Rentala, again with this corner from the left, over to the far side that time. Peterman tries to head it down. Blocked partially clear by Everton. Can't get their area clear. Allison. Piemonte was up there. Goes back to Kopp. Denian. Up to the left-hand side with Wheeler. She's forced back. Good work there from Rose and from Bott. Winning back possession for Leicester. 7 minutes of stoppage time, though, at the end of this match. Still plenty of time. Another chance for Everton. Most of the last 15 minutes or so of this match has been played in this side of the pitch, and that is exactly where Leicester will want to be seeing the seconds tick by in stoppage time now.
Yeah, in different units and different areas of the pitch, they've looked very disciplined, Leicester. Deanna Rose doubling up with CJ Bott on this right-hand side. In the midfield, there's always a player, a teammate around them to help.
Takarada distributing so well again, as she has done all match. Out to Bott. Tierney. Didn't quite get that one right. Brilliant. Piemonte goes down. Referee allows play to continue. And the substitutions really for Willie Kirk in the second half, when you think of the impact that Bott, that Howard, that Rose have made, have really seemed to make the difference, keep the momentum in Leicester's favour once they got that goal.
Yeah, the tactical changes with bringing Sophie Howard on and CJ Bott particularly, and allowing Sophie Howard to pin the striker.
He's doing really well there.
Kirk.
Sorry, Rachel. Bott winning the throw in. Again, that throw in loops up high in the blustery conditions here. Goes out again, and this is exactly where Leicester were wanting to play the last few minutes of this match.
Not been too much between them, but that little bit of quality gone Leicester's way.
So as it stands, of course, with the bottom two playing each other later today, there is still a healthy gap between Everton and the bottom of the table. Still 6 points. Brosnan's put under pressure again by Peterman, but do you see Everton or Leicester realistically being involved in a relegation scrap this season, Rachel?
There shouldn't be, but that's if both teams take care of business in the couple of teams, like Everton won 3-0 against Villa. You know, Villa are in it. Bristol clearly are in it. They've got to win those key match-up games. That's why for Everton fans here today, hoping for one of those key wins, will be currently so disappointed.
Idea of the ball, though, or they want to be playing it to try and get back into this game. Snoyce conceding the free kick. She tried to win that ball. Painful one for Cayman.
Yeah, she played the ball, given us a high foot, or endangering a player.
Really high beat there though on Yanis Cayman from Snoyce.
Another chance to just eke away a few seconds. Plenty to ponder for Brian Sorensen.
It's been a really professional performance from Leicester once they got the goal. They've really found a way to just keep the game in their favour, not allow Everton out of their half. Whelan thought she won. Leicester ball on the far side. It's given us a Everton goal kick.
Keep your shoulder open.
Bot takes the throw in to Rose. Again, the seconds just ticking by for Leicester. She's insisting she won Leicester ball there, Rose. Instead, it's taken quickly by Everton. And then they want to take the free kick quickly. It's given to them by the referee. She takes play back, but again, just seconds ticking away for Leicester. Take it back again, says Cheryl Foster.
You're desperate to try and get a goal.
There's still time from an Everton perspective for an equaliser. Bennion back there in an area of the field. Brian Sorensen will not want her to be in. Tries to skip past Rose. Does win the free kick for Everton.
Didn't think there was much in that. This could be the last chance.
And that is reflected by the fact that everyone has gone up, including Finnegan. And Brosnan is going to whip this one at field, the Everton keeper. Piemonte goes up to try and win it. Sent back again by Leicester. Brosnan can't keep that one in play. Welliker will be delighted with what's looking like a first win for his team in the league since October. Now 3 wins in the WSL on the board for the Leicester City manager. Precisely the change in fortune that I'll hope to see from his team in the second half of this season.
Yeah, they've worked very well as a collective, said supporting players all around the pitch. Peterman's been tireless, been relentless as that target player for Leicester.
And winning that back for Piemonte, goes down under a challenge, but there isn't time for an Everton free kick. That is the full-time whistle. And Leicester have picked up all 3 points here at Walton Hall Park. A brilliant goal from Yanis Cayman in the second half, ensuring Leicester have just their 3rd win in the WSL this season and their 1st since October of last year, when they in fact beat Everton at Leicester. Peterman with the goal that day. Today it was Yanis Cayman, but Everton coming so close. And that big chance before Cayman's goal at the start of the second half is the moment that Everton and Brian Sorensen will think back to. What a moment that could have been for Rika Madsen, somehow or other deflecting a chance over the crossbar when it seemed easier just to find the back of the net. Perhaps Lisa Cott did enough to put her off. But a brilliant last 15 minutes or so by Leicester, very professional, just to keep the minutes ticking by, to keep Everton in their own half, to make sure they didn't have an opportunity to try and find a late equaliser. And that single goal from Yanis Cayman proving to be the difference today. Leicester have come here to Everton and taken all 3 points. It's finished Everton 0, Leicester 1.
Thank you very much, Maz. Yes, like Maz says, Leicester's first win in the Women's Super League since mid-October. Their first win in 10 games. And of course, their last win was against Everton. And now they've done the league double. Just their third win of the season. But what a win it was. And it was Yanis Cayman that was the difference, scoring that goal in the 53rd minute. What a goal it was as well. I can see Rachel Brown-Finnis in her hat about to come and join me over here. There's Willie Kirk, the Leicester manager. He will be very, very delighted. Their first win since October in very windy conditions as well. So Yanis Cayman with the goal that made the difference here in Walton Park. It was a scrappy game in that second half, that's for sure. But at least it was Leicester that made the difference and got that crucial goal. You can see the teams there in the huddle. Leicester listening to their manager, Willie Kirk. He'll be absolutely delighted with their performance today. Clapping the players. And Rachel Brown-Finnis is joining me pitch side. Rachel, what did you make of that?
Leicester were the better team and deserved the win ultimately, because when it came down to those fine moments of taking a chance, they had the quality to do so. I thought Willie Kirk, when he made these substitutions and his changes, the tactical changes that's brought about, are what kind of allowed Leicester to go on and maintain that 1-0 lead. So yeah, they were the better team on the day. Everton tried, they worked hard, but just didn't have that fight quality in the areas that was required.
Yeah, and what you were saying in commentary, you were really impressed with Leicester's disciplined defence, weren't you? Because they completely stopped Everton from coming into that game in the second half.
They did, with having Katius Noyes, a lone striker, up top. Then to bring on Sophie Howard, who was in front of Katius Noyes, and to have T-Ball behind, it made that not an option for Everton to do that. Brian Sorensen tried to counter that by putting Piemonte up top, but that was too little too late in my opinion.
Well, Rachel, we've got to talk about that goal, Cayman's goal. What a goal it was as well. I think we can see that now on TV. How impressed were you with this?
Yeah, it was brilliant, and it's that moment of quality that we talked about. We talked about the conditions and that this would be an option for Leicester in the second half to take chances from distance, but it's a lovely little turn and letting the ball roll across your body to lose your defender, which gives Yanis Cayman just a yard of space. Aurora Galli can't quite get tight enough to put enough pressure on to stop the shot, and it's a beautifully crafted inside of her foot, whipped it, power, curve, and that became ultimately the deciding factor in this game.
And we were talking a lot, weren't we, especially at half-time, about the wind here and the conditions here, and they definitely used the wind to help with that goal, didn't they, indeed? But we can bring in your player of the match, Yuka Mamiki. Welcome, congratulations. You are Rachel Brown-Finnis's player of the match today. Did you enjoy yourself out there? Did you enjoy yourself out there?
Yeah, really much. Like, we worked so hard. Maybe it's for me, but I think it's for everyone.
Is that exactly how Willie Kirk wanted you to play, from the goalkeeper, playing through the defence into the midfield and forward?
I think Leicester built from the season started, we play from the goalkeeper. So I think for my task is combine more in the middle. So I think it was really important to involve the ball too much.
It felt like you were really instrumental in sort of Leicester's movement, especially coming forward. Is that something that you really wanted to implement and work on when you signed for the club?
Yeah, I think the club has really big project and also passion, and I thought that my possibility is maybe join the Leicester, and also maybe I can lead a team to win and also finish the top 6.
And now, what is the target for Leicester for the rest of this season, just past the halfway point?
We said top 6 was our goal, but I think for me and for the team, it's really important to like be better every game. So we won this game, but we have next game, so we have to go in, like better and better.
Well, congratulations. You are the player of the match, Barclays Women's Super League player of the match. Congratulations and well done.
And I hope you're liking the windy weather here in Merseyside. Got to get used to this. We can bring in your manager now, Willie Kirk. Come on, join us. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Hi, Willie.
Okay.
Congratulations. First win since mid-October. You must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm very well aware of that, and it was against Everton. But I think these matches I think there's not much between the teams. I think you look at the last 3 games: 0-0, 1-0, and 1-0. And apart from the cup ties during the week, but it was hard fought. We had to show different sides to our game today in terms of a lot of resilience and a lot of out of possession stuff. So yeah, it was pleasing 3 points.
Was it exactly the style of play that you wanted your team to play? We were just talking then to a midfielder who was my player of the match. Is that the brand, the DNA of football that you want here at Leicester?
We're trying to get there. I think you've seen that development over 14 months, and sometimes that's not easy. You need to bring in the players to make that work, and bringing in Yuka and Sau are 2 real pivotal players for us, I think, and they make it work. Especially Sau, I think, at the base of midfield. Everybody's got to talk about Yuka for the rest of the season because she's a magician, but Sau at the bottom of midfield makes everything just tick over. And I thought we were really dominant on Wednesday. We weren't as dominant today with the ball, but Everton are normally a dominant team in possession, and that's why we had to show some different sides to us. But yeah, there was a lot of elements of what we want to look like long term.
Was your prior knowledge of Walton Hall Park part of how you taking pop shots from distance in the second half?
No, I hate pop shots from distance, and I actually told Janice not to shoot. But yeah, I think the players obviously played to the wind.
Look, here's the goal then, Willie Kirk. You can watch it on our monitor here. Brilliant from Yanis Cayman, right?
Yeah, she's scored some very important goals this year already, and she's a master of everything. She scores slide-in ones from the 6-yard box. She does her defensive work. She plays midfield. She plays fullback. She inverts for us. She can play on the wing. She's fantastic. She's been a massive signing for us in terms of the influence that she has on the team, and the experience that she brings is invaluable.
We saw there that you certainly enjoyed that goal. We saw your celebration.
It's because I said don't shoot, and everybody heard me. So yeah, sometimes
glad they listen.
We do have a big thing on like do not take 1% shots, but Janice is experienced enough. She's a good decision maker, and it opened up for her, and she obviously fancied her chances. And yeah, there was nothing between her and the goal. Obviously, it's the ones in the crowded penalty areas that cracked me up. But yeah, she done well.
All right. Well, any final thoughts from you then?
No, I think it's just we are hoping that Wednesday night's big performance against Everton kickstarts our season, and we said we'll only know that if that's the breakthrough moment, if we follow up with some results and performances, and we did that today. And yeah, I think it puts us 2 or 3 places up the league and closer to where we want to be, but a lot of work still to be done.
All right, Willie, well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll let you go and get warm.
Congratulations, well done.
Congratulations. Well, there we go. Leicester have got the win here today against Everton, and we can look at the Women's Super League table. Chelsea at the top, as you can see. Manchester City, they're in second, are currently in action at the moment. Arsenal in third, Manchester United in fourth, and there we can see Leicester up to 7th now in the Women's Super League on 13 points. Everton down in 9th, they haven't moved, and West Ham and Brighton there fighting at the bottom of the table. Last thoughts from you, Rachel?
Well, I think both teams showed what they're good at and showed maybe a little of what their frailties are as well, but as much of a key game is, there's a lot more of the season to play. Both teams will hope that how they play, how competent they are in their different styles of play, that it'd be enough to keep them up the season.
And for Leicester, do you think this is going to be a massive confidence boost for them for the second part of the season to finally get that win that they've been waiting so long for?
I think so, because a lot of things not fell into place, but a lot of things you can tick a box next to the different departments. The goalkeeper playing out the back, defensively they were solid. Midfield was absolutely wonderful, was that engine and that link. At forwards, Peterman was a pain the whole time for the defenders. So lots of positives.
All right, well, you can join us next for our next WSL game on Sunday as Arsenal take on West Ham. But here, it's goodbye from us. It was Leicester that got their first win since October, and it's a bit of a sticky time for the Toffees. Goodbye for now.